Hello and good night. Welcome to another bedtime story. This story is meant to help you sleep or to relax your mind. Try and find a comfortable place, such as your bed or a soft chair. If you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes now. Try and let go of the day as we begin our tale. Tonight's story is The 7 Ravens. Once upon a time, in a quiet village at the foot of a giant mountain and a dark, whispering forest, there lived a kind-hearted couple who longed for a daughter. They had 7 sons, each strong and healthy, but they wished for a girl to complete their family. One day, their wish came true. A baby girl was born to them. However, the child was frail and small, her skin as pale as the morning mist. The village healer advised that she'd be given water from the crystal-clear spring atop the mountain, believing it held properties that could strengthen the weak. The father, desperate to save his daughter, sent his 7 sons to fetch the water, warning them to hurry. The brothers, eager to help, ran to the spring with a clay pitcher. But in their haste, they jostled each other, and the pitcher slipped from their hands, shattering upon the rocks. The water spilled, and the precious vessel was lost. Panic-stricken, they hesitated, not knowing what to do. Back home, their father anxiously awaited their return. As minutes stretched into hours, worry turned to anger. When the boys returned home, their father cried out in frustration, "You boys, you are useless!" Then he noticed they were empty-handed, and he asked them what had happened. Scared, the boys told their father how the pitcher had slipped from their hands. At this, the father became so angry that he yelled, "If you cannot even bring water for your sister, you're not real boys. You're birds, and you should fly away forever." The moment these words left his lips, a chill swept through the air. A sudden gust of wind roared through the trees, and at that very moment, the 7 boys transformed into ravens. Their human cries turned to harsh caws as their feathered wings carried them into the sky. The father, horrified by what he had done, fell to his knees, but it was too late. The ravens had vanished into the horizon. The little girl, unaware of what had transpired, grew up without her brothers. She often wondered why there were no other children in her family, and why her parents carried a sorrow in their hearts. One evening, when she overheard the village women whispering about her lost brothers, she confronted her parents. Unable to keep the secret any longer, they told her the truth. The girl was heartbroken but determined. "I will bring them back," she declared. Though her parents pleaded with her to stay, she set off on a journey, determined to undo the curse that had befallen her brothers. The girl traveled far and wide, through dense forests and across vast plains, searching for any sign of her lost brothers. She asked every traveler, every bird that passed overhead, but none could tell her where the 7 ravens had gone. At last, she met an old woman who lived in a hollow tree. The woman, wise and kind, listened to the girl's plight and nodded solemnly. "Your brothers dwell beyond the edge of the world in the glass mountain. The journey there is perilous, but if you are brave and steadfast, you may reach them." The girl thanked her and continued onwards. She walked until she reached fiery plains where the sun blazed like an unrelenting furnace. She approached cautiously, shielding her eyes from the glaring light. "Oh, great sun," she called, "do you know where the 7 ravens dwell?" The sun, a burning golden face, frowned. "I do not know, child, but beware, for I scorch all who linger too long in my gaze." The girl hurried away before the heat could consume her. She continued her journey until she reached the darkened valley where the moon hung low, casting an eerie silver glow. "Oh, gentle moon," she called, "do you know where the 7 ravens dwell?" The moon, pale and watchful, sighed. "I do not know, child, but beware of my chill, for it can freeze the hearts of those who tarry." Once again, she moved on. She climbed jagged cliffs and crossed cold rivers until she reached the realm of the stars. They twinkled like a million tiny eyes, watching over the world below. "Oh, wise stars," she called, "do you know where the 7 ravens dwell?" The stars shimmered brightly, and one of them, the kindest among them, spoke. "Yes, dear child, the 7 ravens live in the glass mountain beyond the silver sea. Here, take this bone. It is the key to their prison. Guard it well, for without it, you will not enter." The girl took the small bone, thanking the stars before continuing her journey. At last, she reached the silver sea, where waves crashed against jagged rocks. A giant fish, glistening like a jewel, offered to carry her across. With a grateful heart, she climbed onto its back, and it ferried her safely to the shore. Before her, on the shore, stood the glass mountain, tall and shimmering, its surface smooth and unyielding. She searched for a door, and, at last, found a small keyhole. With trembling fingers, she reached for the bone key. But to her horror, it slipped from her grasp and fell into a deep crevice. Desperate and unwilling to turn back, she took a deep breath, then did something extremely brave. Drawing a small knife from her pocket, she cut off the tip of her little finger and placed it in the keyhole. It fit perfectly. With a soft click, the mountain door swung open. Inside, she found a great hall where a feast was laid out, plates of food and goblets of wine. She realized this must be her brother's home. Feeling faint from her journey, she took a sip from one goblet and nibbled a small piece of bread. As she did, she heard the flapping of wings. The 7 ravens flew into the hole, cawing and circling above her. But as soon as they saw her, a strange thing happened. One by one, they began to change. Their feathers melted away, and their wings folded into arms. Before her stood 7 young men, her brothers, who had returned to their human forms. "You saved us, sister," they cried, embracing her. Because of her bravery and her sacrifice, the curse was broken at last. The brothers and their sister made the long journey home together, crossing the silver sea, the dark valley, and the fiery plains. When they finally arrived in their village, their parents could hardly believe their eyes. Tears of joy flowed freely as the family was reunited at last. From that day on, the girl and her brothers lived happily, their bond stronger than ever, and though the past could not be undone, they knew that love, courage, and determination had given them a second chance at the life they had lost. And so, the 7 ravens were no more. In their place stood 7 brothers, and with them their brave little sister, the girl who had defied fate to bring her family back together. The And thank you for listening to this bedtime story. I hope you enjoyed the tale tonight. If you did, please like the video and subscribe to the channel for more audiobooks and tales to come. Until next time.